Hello again everyone. Well, I want to get this frame and area sorted out for airbrushing inside, the little sort of guard thing I've made up. And what remains really is to cut the polythene. So the first thing to do is to build up the frame. And now I need to measure up what size I need to cut the polythene. Well, I've drawn myself a little plan, and you can see along the bottom it needs to be 1880. Now I'm going to allow 70 at each end for the fold around the poles, so that gives 140, and 1880 and 140 is 2020, and the whole thing needs to be 700 high. So we need to mark out the polythene and cut that. Now this off-cut bit, you see, we can use to protect the table. Next thing to do, I think, is to fold over the ends of that around about 70mm so that we make a sleeve for these end poles. Right, let's have a go at setting it up. I reckon a couple of clothes pegs on each corner will do the trick. Actually, you know, I don't think it will really need the clothes pegs. I think that's fine as it is. And I can actually run the cooker hood ventilation for a little bit of extra air, although I'll only probably be using water-based paints in here, but it'd still be good to get a bit of additional ventilation in. So there we go, not a bad setup. I've got my little compressor there, got me airbrush ready, got my easel set up. I reckon we can go ahead and see if we can put a bit more black into this tiger picture. And don't forget, there's a selection of my airbrush paintings available on my Etsy shop. Just search in Etsy for Ttxela Airbrush. I'll put a link in the description below. Well, the airbrush is definitely working a lot better now, and I have to thank all the people, especially Cyrox on the Orange Airbrush forum, for helping me out with some advice on thinning the paint and such. I also think it is making quite a difference being indoors and spraying at a reasonable temperature. Anyhow, I want to get something else going on in the picture. It's okay putting in all this black, but it's a little bit tedious. So I think I'm going to get going on the mouth bit as well. So there's a really sharp edge, obviously, on these teeth. So I'm going to cut a shield out of the other reference picture I've got for the teeth. Well, so let's line this up and stick it on with the magnets. Right, let's see if we can get a nice ivory colour mixed up for the teeth. That's a bit too banana yellowy really. I'm going to darken it up a little bit with a tiny touch of black. A bit more white. I'm going to put just a little bit of red and blue in for the sort of browny tinge. Probably going to end up a bit of a mess, but we'll give it a go. Right, I'm just going to fold it back and get these two little teeth in, maybe. Could be tricky. Let's give it a shot. Right, I'll get rid of that now. I'll put some white back in, and hopefully we can then sort of make these highlights and they look a bit more like teeth and less browny. Don't know, I'm making this bit up a bit as I go along. Well, there we go. I think definitely need to work on that ivory colour for the teeth. That's not right really, is it? I need to have another go at that. But yeah, it's slowly coming together, I think. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.